Howdy, friends. Tulio Pena here. This is part two of the National Economic Update for January and February 2023. And this goes back over the last few years. There's obviously a lot of questions going on in the world right now about what's happening with the real estate market. And I had the honor of sitting in on a webinar with a gentleman named Dr. Lawrence Yun. He is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors. And he provided myself and a group of realtors who are in the know about what's going on with statistics and data. And that's what I just want to share with you in little bits because it was a lot to take in all at once. But I feel it's important for those of you who like to know what the real world, what's really happening with the real data out there in our country, would like to hear about. So anyway, let me go ahead and do a share here. I'm going to share a slide with you today. We're just going to cover one slide. And this is what the slide looks like. Okay, the question is, are home prices crashing at this time? And here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first section here. And these are all the things that add up to, are we dealing with a crash right now? Okay, job cuts. The job cuts that took place during the recession, 2007, 8, 9, and ending around 2010, totaled around 8 million. The current ones are essentially none. There's a difference now. Yes, people lost jobs very recently. We saw it in the news. This was on, with Google and with Apple. But the difference, though, is that those people we're already seeing are finding other jobs fairly quickly. There are jobs to be had. So the net loss is really zero right now. Total payroll jobs that existed back then were 130 million, and those are W-2 jobs, okay, versus 153. Total jobs, these are via a household survey. This is not just W-2, but also 1099 independent contractor type. 138 million versus 158 million today. Now, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, there were these loans called subprime loans. Subprime loans were one of the big contributing factors to why the economy went into the recession in 2006, 7, 8, 9. And they were really loans that didn't take much to qualify for. They were called stated income loans as well, where you just had to say in writing what you earned and hardly had to prove it at all through a real underwriting process that now exists today. It's a much more intensive process that exists in order to qualify and attain a loan today. Okay, there's a thing called the 5-year cumulative to new home constructions before the crash, and we're at 7.65 for those 5 years versus 4.6 million today. This is not enough. We're not building enough homes to keep up with the demand or to even satisfy the demand at 4.6 million over the most recent 5 years. Now, inventory on the market, these are all homes, not just new builds. These are resales as well, 3.8 to 4 million during the time of the recession versus 1 to 1.2 million homes as of today. Once again, not enough homes on the market to satisfy the demand. Mortgage delinquencies back during the time of the recessions were at 10.1 versus 3.6. These are people who have just gotten behind on their mortgages, okay? Homes in foreclosure, 4.6 was the number back then, 0.6, almost none today, okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you so you can see what the data look like back at the time of the recession to the last several years of what we've experienced, all right? So is a home price crash coming? Although we have seen some reduction in some values, that was truly just came about because the interest rates had increased. And with the interest rates increasing, people slowed down for a little while, but people always need to move. There's always reasons for people to move. Okay, so right now, the data does not show that a price crash is coming. All right, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I will see you in another day or so, and we'll cover a few more slides from Dr. Yoon. Thank you so much.